Welcome back. Joining me in the studio now from the Brockville and District Association for Community Involvement. I have two individuals here. One happens to be Kathy Senneker, as well as I'm talking with Andrea Cameron. Sorry, Andrea.
It's okay.
So tell our viewers, what is your position, Andrea?
So I am the president of the board of directors for Brockville and District Association for Community Involvement, and I'm also a parent.
And a parent. And Kathy?
I am a family facilitator at the Brockville and District Association for Community Involvement, and I am a past parent.
And a past parent. Would you please tell our viewers, what is the Brockville and District Association for Community Involvement?
Absolutely. So the association was formed back in 1953 by what I like to describe as our pioneer group of parents who came together, all with children who had intellectual disabilities and wanted something rather than institution for their children.
Yes.
So they chose to keep their children at home, not on the advice of trusted physicians. They were advised to institutionalize them. They said no. They wanted their children at home and to be raised alongside their siblings and to have a community experience. So back in those days, there was no funding for parents at the time because all of the community funding went into the larger institutions. So parents, our first board, decided to come together and took turns spelling each other off, giving each other respite.
Oh, yes.
They created a community school as kids were not allowed to go to school in those days if you had an intellectual disability. And so they came together and they started a nursery school. And as the children started getting older, then they started teaching them. And the parents themselves would kind of spell that off. Then they finally did some fundraising and hired a teacher. And they paid that teacher by going around door to door selling what they called seeds of hope.
Oh.
So if you can just imagine,
Yes.
and that's for your child to have the right to go to school and be taught.
It's amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So here we are all these years later,
Right.
and we are still run by our board of directors, which makes up mostly parents, and we provide whatever community involvement people are looking for their family member. We support all ages from 0 to death.
Is this Leeds and Grenville?
Throughout Leeds and
Throughout
Grenville.
Leeds and Grenville.
Yes.
Amazing. You know, I'm in awe of what people do and for families and whatnot. And it's amazing. So, kudos to you people for doing that. So, Andrea, can you tell us what is inclusive education?
Okay, so building on what Kathy has explained, inclusive education means that all children, including children with intellectual disabilities, go to school in classrooms with their same age peers in their neighborhood schools. So moving away from segregated programming, that the supports that would be in a segregated program follow the child to their classrooms with their peers. And so, inclusive education is it's very exciting, it's very effective. All of the research shows that this is the best route for academic development, social development for everyone,
Yes.
that everyone benefits from inclusive education.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, ladies, this is just amazing. So who is Dr. Gordon Porter? Who is this man?
So Dr. Gordon Porter is the Director of Inclusive Education Canada.
Okay.
He is a New Brunswick-based educator, but he's also a professor. He has consulted with the United Nations on human rights issues. He's consulted all over the world, United Arab Emirates, for instance, in building inclusive education movements and systems in schools. He also received the Order of Canada in 2010 for his work on inclusive education. So we are lucky and honored to have him coming to Brockville.
He's coming to Brockville.
Yeah, so
Oh, my
on
heavens.
November 1st,
Yes.
he's coming to meet with parents who are interested in learning more about inclusive education. And so we would encourage any parent, whatever choices you've made for your child's education, or wherever they are, to come out and learn more about inclusive education as a pathway for children with disabilities. And so he and Jess Whitley is also the Vice Dean of Research and Professional Development at University of Ottawa, and she's also an education professor who specializes in inclusive education. So they're both going to be there.
Oh.
Yeah, and so it's a really, really amazing opportunity to come together and learn as parents what the possibilities, and imagine great lives for our kids and great education. Get a great education for
sharing.
them.
It's sharing information.
Yeah.
And what, works for whoever might work for
Exactly,
your child.
Yeah.
So why not?
Yeah.
So where is this taking place?
Cedar Valley Golf Course, or Country Club, Cedar Valley Country Club.
Golf and Country Club.
Golf and Country
Yeah.
Club.
Okay.
Yeah, November 1st.
November 1st.
From 6 to 9 p.m.
Okay, so people should arrive just a little bit before 6, because I imagine that you want to take every
if they
little
could.
tidbit that the doctor's going to be talking about in.
Yeah.
Okay, cost?
There's no cost.
There's no cost.
No. So you just would register through BDACI, so through the office. The information, we could give the email maybe.
Please, if you don't mind.
End. So it's, let me just double check here. I've got it here.
Would it happen to...
It's
Yes.
Amanda Fenlong, so AFENLONG at BDACI.com.
Now, is there a date that people should sign up before, so you have an idea as to how many chairs you're going to need, and you want to make sure that you're not disrupting if they've already started.
Yeah, October 20th, right?
October 20th?
If you could let us know by then.
Okay, would be nice.
Great,
Yeah. Well, it's always nice to know how many people are coming to an event, and then you can set up properly for it. At least that's what I have found. So, what is your hope? What is your hope for this evening? That Dr. Porter will be there. What do you want to walk away with, or hoping to walk away with?
I think I'd like. My son he's in grade 12 now, has had a inclusive education. He's been included in the regular classroom all along, and that rich experience. And I think I would hope that other parents start to see possibilities and imagine great lives for their kids. Like come away saying, how does that look?
Yes.
And that we meet each other too. I'd like the opportunity to meet other parents in the area. The pandemic really did disrupt a lot of those connections, and so we've got a lot of new families who haven't had those connections. So I'd like us to come together and learn from people who have a lot of experience in this field and start to think big dreams for our kids.
And why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Exactly.
Is there anything you'd like to add to that?
Well, I think that I would just add that, this really is an opportunity for people who have a child with an intellectual disability to really learn what their rights are as humans.
Yes.
What is out there and what they are able to access in terms of education.
Yes.
As a facilitator, I find that there is a lot of newer families that don't get kind of the full smorgasbord of what is available, and rather they are streamed into different forms of schooling, which isn't always the best case. So, I just really hope that lots of people will take an interest in their child's education and know that education is for all and that your child is capable.
Yes.
And the more opportunity they have to be with their peers and learn alongside peers, the better off they're going to be, not only for their social aspect, but for the academics. And being a facilitator and having a group of families that I support, I would say that there have certainly been times when I'm at kind of the end school meeting with parents where we're looking at graduation and next steps for the future.
Yes.
And I see so many missed opportunities where education didn't quite make the mark for a child. And, that makes it very difficult for them to move on in their life. So, I really want parents to come out and learn know what's available for their child, and then connect with us afterwards, and we'll be there alongside to help do the advocacy of what it is that they need.
Very well said. Thank you both for sitting down with me. I think this is awesome. So the date again, Andrea, is?
For the parent night is November 1st, 6 to 9.
1st.
And then
go
we're
ahead.
good, Bill. I just wanted to add
Yes.
to the next day, we're building on that parent night.
Okay.
And we're offering, so this is something I just want to let people know it's happening.
Yes.
So that parents know the conversation isn't just with parents. We have a accessible education roundtable, also with Gordon Porter, Jess Whitley, and we have Rob Latanzio, who is the executive director of Arch Disability Law, coming to talk with. We have all kinds of people coming, people who are from all the local boards, the school boards, and we have lots of stakeholders, people who are involved in working with people with disabilities and advocating as well. So we've got that roundtable happening to get some creative thinking at the leadership levels. So that's happening the next day. So just so people know that that's in context, that on the evening we have the parents coming out, and then the next day we have the roundtable. So yeah, just so people can see that that is a movement that is spreading. It's
There's things
bigger
that are
conversation.
Yeah, there's conversations.
Yeah.
There's things that are happening, and it's not just being that one evening with
Exactly.
Dr. Porter. It's
Yeah.
going to
Right.
continue on, and stay tuned. In other words, really.
It's very
Absolutely.
exciting.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Stay
It
tuned.
sounds
Yeah.
like it is. Well, congratulations that you people are going ahead and you're doing this. So November the 1st, 6 p.m. at Cedar Valley, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much
Thank
for coming
you.
in, sitting down, and
you,
telling us
Doreen.
about this. I think this is awesome.